then I will end, is a local language input device very successfully innovated by HP in India. So the problem in India is that, as you can see, computer usage is it's very restricted to English-speaking people because the input devices are all QWERTY English keyboards. But, which means that only the very upper class kind of people can use it, since the last census says that English is the first language for 0.02% of the population. Out of 1 billion people, there's a tiny segment for whom English is like major currency for communication. What about the rest of the country? What are they going to do just because some silly QWERTY keyboard is still the standard keyboard in India? Well, the problem with the QWERTY keyboard also is that the Hindi alphabet, for example, has 56 characters, 56 consonants, as opposed to the 26. So you are using a 26-letter keyboard and you expect now people to enter 56 characters, just consonants. Then we have character modifiers. So we can add a stroke before, a stroke after, a stroke below, a stroke above, and the character changes. Those modifiers are not even present on the QWERTY keyboard. They can only be got by combination, toggle combination. So now you have to remember extra cognitive load. Which plus which is going to give me the R, which plus which will give me the E. The result is those who need the local language keyboard, they just give up and they say, forget it, I won't use a computer, what to do? So what the result of this whole exercise, which we did with HP, was a graphics tablet with a stylus, that's the base. On top of that, a layout of the index script. So now all the characters, all the consonants are laid out like this neatly. Everything is visible. The sequence is very clear. All you do is take the stylus and tab, whichever letter it is. How do you get the modifier? You just draw. You make the gesture of the modifier in front or behind or up or down, and the base software puts the 2 and 2 together, matches the pattern, and writes out the word for you. So now this one makes it possible, not just the Hindi script, but because it's a layout, it's stuck on the, it's a plastic sheeting which is stuck on the base graphics tablet. All the 33 local languages, officially we have 33 local languages, each script can very easily be put in. It's just a matter of doing a different sheet with a layout. It's that easy to scale it across India. So, very big success. The government, major user, because they have the most use for local language input, which is a big problem if they don't have good input devices. Adoption of mobile technologies. Again, a lot of mobile phone operators in India are very keen to innovate, to see how mobile phones can serve many different sections of the population other than just texting, message texting and calling. So, as a result of this study, many different applications are now there. For example, we have an application which fishermen across India can very easily sign up for very little money on their phone. What it does is when they are out fishing, they've got their catch of the day. Now they're coming in towards they would land it on the coast, right? They have 5 different options across the stretch of the coast. There are 5 different jetties where they can land the fish. This application gives them the SMS number. It gives them the price of the fish at each of those 5 jetties. So they can decide where they should go, where they get the best price, if there is a difference. So there are several applications that have been created now by all the operators. This, in fact, had co-creation with the ultimate users of these applications, which was great fun to co-create it with the people who are ultimately used. These are other examples, from Latin America, where packaging design for detergent, soap, washing dishes, that was completely changed because of the way housewives there use detergent. This was designing of a refrigerator in China. Again, a very new idea came up. This was a study Intel did where across Egypt, China, India, and Brazil, they studied many users, and what they said is everybody wants a device that is multifunctional in these 4 countries. they will pay for devices which do many tasks, rather than pay a lot of money for a device that does only one thing. So if you have the same price point and you have a device that has two things that it does versus a device that just does one, they will choose the one that does two functions. So Intel therefore decided in the lab that they, for these particular countries, they certainly look at innovating with multifunctionality in devices instead of devising standalone kinds of devices. This was the classmate PC that I talked about, and such an interesting usage came up in Bangladesh, of all places, where an NGO found this device because it's so cheap, $150. What they've done is they've trained women who ride on their bicycles with this classmate PC. They're called info ladies. They go to, as they pass through villages, they stop, and because this has got internet connection, it's got a modern internet connection, Skype, etc., villagers can do any kind of communication they need when they're poor enough to not even have mobile phones. So they become the mediators using these devices to have them communicate with people who are far away, as well as to communicate with hospitals. This whole system is linked to two big hospitals in the capital of Bangladesh. So villagers can, with the use of the camera, log in, talk to the doctor, and get advice on simple things. On more complicated things, they get an appointment, where to go, when to go, etc. A lot of legal advice for women about, problems in the family, etc., property related. All that is being solved by info ladies on a bicycle with a $150 computer that was not even made for this particular purpose. And finally, remember, more and more products designed, innovated in the emerging markets are crossing over, and they are going to the developed markets and proving to be very successful for the local corporation, whether in Brazil or in China or India or South Africa, who created the original product. So there's a big opportunity there. So I think it's Egypt's turn now to re-emerge and be the source of very pioneering ideas that you not only innovate for the country, but for the rest of the world. Because that's the legacy. And I think this is this perfect opportunity to reclaim that and go forward with innovation. Shukran. Any questions? I've talked too much.
I just want to comment that I think the profound idea which you are presenting is that nothing fits all.
Absolutely.
So it's really very profound, and I respect that. I hear this from foreigners, because what we actually suffer is that most of people who approach and have certificates and degrees, and they come here to Egypt back again, they just want to copy everything. They just think that if you get as what US is doing, or as Canada is doing, or as Europe is doing, here it's perfect. So this is really very profound idea. And as an innovator, you can just take this phrase and apply it in any domain.
Absolutely.
So you apply it in research, in business, in strategy. You can also apply it in education and in politics.
Completely, yes.
So that's why now the group of thinkers in Egypt currently is also thinking about the political system itself and how it has to emerge from our roots and from our current culture.
Absolutely.
And not diminishing the successes of the other world. No, we can just take some of that,
some good things,
but not as a package.
Absolutely.
Because this is really conflicting.
Yes. That's exactly.
So there are many applications for this profound phrase and
across different aspects of life.
Whole lectures.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Have you done any research in Egypt, Iraq, Syria, Turkey, Syria, countries?
Turkey we've done, not any other country. So we've done, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania.
But not on the Middle East.
And the Gulf. Lots of research in the Gulf.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia, Middle East, lots of research there.
Can you give an example? Saudi Arabia, for example?
Saudi Arabia, we've done a lot of research to design local banking applications. Yeah, for Rock Bank, for example, we designed all their banking applications. Their web-related, mobile banking-related applications. So we had to research how the local users think about banking and technology. What are they familiar with? Apart from the usual right to left of the direction of writing and all that. Yeah, so a lot of that. Then for Watania Telecom, they again for mobile banking, we designed the entire mobile banking application from a design perspective, not from the functionality. Yeah. We also do a lot of researching of products that a foreign, for example, Ernst & Young, they will come and say, for that we have done in the Gulf, that they have a certain application, high net worth individuals, they want to launch that in the Middle East. They want us to first research if that fit or do they have to change something. Like that we've done a lot, not from local corporations, but foreign corporations wanting to customize something. Yeah.
Can you share the presentation with us, or it's just for?
Can actually, yeah, can share. I can give it to you probably. Yeah. Not too problem.
The name of the website?
Sorry?
The name?
Yes, okay. There's a gift from Apala on this day. We are going to select random names and they will take the book for free. But actually, we prepared the name of the attendees, but since the probability of selecting someone is not here, maybe. So we will take the index of the attendees only and we'll take random.
Okay. So that's the book. So thank you very much.